Hey everyone, how's it going? So I just found out they just installed a V3 supercharging near my area. So the car is preconditioning the battery for this supercharging session. It knows this because I input the supercharging into the navigation system and the car will precondition. Something to keep in mind, if you're heading to a supercharging station, you want to, even if you know where it's at, you want to put it in your navigation so your vehicle will precondition the battery for optimal charging. And I'm about 28% state of charge right now. So I'm going to charge up to 85%. We'll see how long it takes. I'm not expecting up to 250 kilowatt or 1,000 miles per hour of charge because I'm not about under 20%, 28. So I'm thinking hopefully we can get at least 150 to 200, but we'll see. We'll see what the real world situation is with this V3. Not all the time you're gonna deplete your battery down to under 20%. So 28 is probably more realistic. And we're gonna pull in one of the stall where there's no one on the left or the right of me, and we'll see how fast it charges. So come along for the ride. So I'm backing in. I noticed that this supercharging station doesn't have a block to stop your vehicle underneath the rear wheels, like many other supercharging stations, but that's okay. I just hopefully others realize that and not run into it. So there's 16 stalls here, so 1/6, and here's the V3 supercharger. You can see the wires are a lot thinner. It's liquid cool. Definitely a lot lighter as well, which is nice and more flexible. So push the button to open up the charge port, plug it in like you normally do. It will turn blue to recognize your vehicle and then switch to green. That means charging has started. What I notice is the ramp up of the charger is pretty fast in comparison to any other supercharging I've experienced before. And looks like we're capping at around 120 at 500 miles per hour. And time remaining shows 35 minutes, but we're gonna go ahead and time this actual timer at start time, let's say 9:43. You see there on the top left there, 9:43. And we'll see when the charge will be complete. And we'll charge up to 85%. See what percent we're at right now. So 29. We probably started at around 27, 28. And that's probably more realistic than draining your battery below 20%. You probably don't want to do that either. It will eventually damage your vehicle per Tesla manual. So we'll speed this up. And you'll see how quickly this V3 supercharging station charge up the Model 3. This is the long range Model 3. So we should get the maximum optimal charging. As you know, the rate slows down from 500 to 400 to now to 200. So as you can see, at 10 minutes left, we actually are at 10:13. So that's roughly 29 minutes already. So Tesla was off by about 5 minutes. They said 35, but we're pulling in at about 29 minutes now. And if it takes 10 more minutes, and we're looking at 39 minutes of 35. So 1 minute left, and now we're currently at 10:24. So this is actually 40 minutes in. So 40 minutes. So they were off by about 5 minutes with their time remaining. So I would say any supercharging time estimate remaining is, there's a plus or minus 5 minutes. I say more of a plus 5 minutes. I think they did that just so you get back to your vehicle and move so other people can charge. So they weren't going towards the conservative side. But overall, I'm pretty impressed with the time. I mean, normally at the V2 to get this amount of range back, we're probably looking at more like an hour to get this amount of range back. And then at the end of the video, I'll switch over to show you a comparison with the Model S and see how fast a Model S will charge with V3. As you know, the V3 is designed for Model 3. Model S and X can't really leverage off of the 250 kilowatt yet, at least not now. Otherwise, I did want to mention that, these V3 supercharging station main purpose is for long distance traveling for a quick charge. So I highly recommend those that don't need it, use the urban charger, save these for those that are traveling. And if you can, charge at home. But if you can't and you're on the road, you need a quick charge, use the urban charger instead of the V3. Something you can keep in mind as a supercharging etiquette. So here with a Model S, and this is actually a loaner vehicle, a 2018 75D. I'm using the V3 supercharging station, and we'll see how quickly it charges in comparison with the V2 or urban charger. This is a loaner vehicle, as I mentioned. The Model X is actually in service, and we'll talk about that once I get it back. What happened to the Falcon Wing doors and the scroll wheel. If you saw the last video, the issues with that vehicle is to be addressed soon. So let's see what it ramps up to. So I'm not at the optimal condition, and I think I was at 40 something percent. And it looks like I'm only pulling in about 200, which is pretty good. So let's stop and restart this. In comparison with the urban charger, normally I would get about under 200 for sure. And as you can see, to get 40 something percent to 85, it's going to take me about 45 minutes. Definitely a lot slower. We all know that the V3 can't be used to optimal condition with the current Model S or X lineup, although they did improve to make it faster with the firmware update and the hardware that they installed on the Raven vehicle. This is, of course, obviously it's not a Raven. So it doesn't really matter for Model S owner of 2018 or prior to the Raven. So don't even bother trying to find a V3 supercharging station. It won't help you in any way. Your charging status will be the same everywhere else at any other supercharging station. Just to show you around, there's some businesses. There's a Baja Fresh, and interestingly, there's a Hooters here. So if you're craving for some food, there's a couple restaurants around. So thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe. Catch you all next time.